Hey there, garden friends. It's Heather at Bush Poppy Farm. Thanks for joining me today. It is Sunday, and it has been almost a full week since I filmed and posted. A lot has happened. So after a full month of upheaval and, thinking that the farm was sold and then we were going to have to evacuate and all that kind of stuff, now we've discovered that the farm is not going to sell. They've taken it off the market, so everything is back to normal. So I'm still very happy that I planted up my front garden because that gives me security. I am out of space, so I am going to, this week, you'll be seeing videos of planting tulips and ranunculus out at the farm as well as some other things. So I'm going to move forward. I have 15 months left on my lease, so I'm going to act as if that is going to be in effect, which I've been assured that it will be. So today, now that all of that drama is hopefully behind us, today I'm going to be doing some planting in my own yard, and it's going to be bulbs. And so I'll show you what we've got. Okay, so I've got a variety of things to plant. What you're looking at is actually the back of my house. Well, it's the side of my house, but it's the side that nobody really sees. There's a gate here right next to the front door that comes down this little tiny alleyway, leads to the backyard. And nobody comes back here very much except for us. However, my kitchen window is right there, and that is the window where I wash dishes and do all kinds of stuff. And on this little hillside here, we have planted lots of different things. We've got actually some snapdragons here that have done great all summer. We've got lady's mantle and just a whole variety of things that do well in partial shade to shade. This area is under some redwood trees, but it does get some sun at little points throughout the day, and a lot of it is dappled sun. So I've got a whole collection of bulbs here that I'm going to pop in the ground all along this zone, so that come the spring, we will have something pretty to look at out the window when a lot of this other stuff is not up yet. So what have we got? We've got striped squill. These are little tiny guys, which also, to let you know, three of these bags I've had in the refrigerator for 3 weeks because I want to make sure they get enough chill hours. We have a species tulip called Tarda, which is yellow with a white, and that is a mid-season bloomer. These striped squill are white with blue stripes. And then I have Cobalt C Muscari, which is blue, light blue, and white. It's a mix. Then we have 2 bags of Spanish bluebells. They are a lavender blue color. Yes, both of them. Then these are pretty big. These are Snowflake Leucojum. I love these so much. I have them already in the cottage garden, and I'm kind of out of room to put bulbs in the cottage garden. However, I do have a bigger selection of bulbs over here that I'll be putting out there. I have to try to find space. And then I have 2 Persian lilies. These are huge bulbs here. Fritillaria persica. They get really tall, like 3 to 4 feet tall. These do well in sun or partial shade. So all of these guys can do well in sun or partial shade, and I'm going to try popping them in everywhere here, and hopefully we'll get some pretty color come the spring. One of the things I do when I am laying out bulbs is place them first where I think I want them, and then I can put them in the soil, because the problem is once you bury them, you kind of can't see where they are. So one of the things Martha Stewart does actually is she scatters them, literally just throws them out, and wherever they land is where she puts them. I could do that, but we are on a hill here, and I think that will just basically they'll all end up rolling down, because they are mostly round, rolling down to the edge, and that's not going to be working. So I'm going to place these biggest ones first. These are the Snowflake Leucojum. Oh, I love these so much. And these really look better in a drift. So I don't want to space them out hugely around here. I actually want to put them kind of grouped together. And I am going to focus on keeping things kind of close to the window area so that I can actually see them when I look out, because this area right here isn't very in view from the window. I just came in to get a new battery, and Raven's pulling her Black Panther on a log thing. So funny when she lays like this. Hi, baby. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so I've gotten that wall planted up, and I popped a few in and around on this back bed that doesn't have a lot in it but ferns. The ground there is really hard. But these barrels, I have two, one on either side of the sofa. Every fall I plant them up with tulips and other bulbs. After the show in the spring, I pull them out and I put summer stuff in there so that we can enjoy them throughout the summer. So this is the selection I have for this year. In the very middle, I'm going to put one of these Persian fritillary, and you see how huge these bulbs are. So that's what it looks like. That's going to go right in the center. Okay, around that are going to go these tulips called Happy Generation. There we go. Happy Generation tulips. These are 20 inches high, so they will be like right around the fritillary. This guy is 32 inches high, so I think it'll look really cool. And then around that will be these guys. What is it called? Tulip Frozen Night. They're a black tulip, but they're more like a dark purple. And then a white one, Tulip Mondiale. And so I think that's gonna be really cool. And usually I pack them pretty tightly in these. However, I don't think I have enough to do that. So I might put these guys in and then add some maybe squill or something around the outside edge, or crocus, because those are really tiny. But I can always pop those in later. So what I'm gonna do is place, I have taken out a lot of soil here. Here, I'll show you. Okay, I have taken out a lot of soil. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place all of the bulbs where I want them to go. And then I have a bag over here of compost that I'm just gonna completely cover them with, almost to the top, because we're gonna get lots of rain, hopefully, this winter, and it will settle. So I wanna make sure that it stays nice and full. Okay, looks kind of funny. There's that one over there. But the reason I do that is that little squirrels like to dig up all of my tulip bulbs and eat them. So this lets them get their root systems going. I will uncover this probably early January, because they actually do start pushing up shoots by then. But this will protect them in the meantime, and it's stapled down, so unless we get high winds, it should all be good. So now that I need to get back out to the farm and do a whole bunch of work out there, it's going to be a super busy week coming up. But I wanted to show you the ranunculus are sprouting. Take a look. So as you can see, all these little green shoots here. This tray is sprouting. This tray is sprouting. This tray is starting to sprout. And this one is too. And I don't know if I see, yep, these are too. So these are, let's see, I think there's about 800 ranunculus in here. I'm going to put all of those in the front garden, because on Tuesday I have a huge shipment coming that has about 500 more ranunculus. Those will go out at the farm. And in that shipment also is 2,000 tulips. Going to be a lot of planting of tulips. So I'll show you how we do that. It's different. I mean, I showed you how close I planted those in the container, but it's a little bit different when you're doing it for cut flower production. We pull them up from the bulb, so they're not staying in the ground. You pull a whole bulb out of the ground when you go to harvest them. So we plant them really close. We call it eggs in a carton. So I will be digging a trench in the bed, one of the beds that I just composted a couple weeks ago, and putting all of those tulip bulbs in, and then those will be bedded down until they bloom in the spring. That's in the high tunnels, so they'll probably bloom a little bit earlier than anything else. I might still put some in the home garden here so I have a little bit later bloom, because I'm still in a situation where I don't have a walk-in cooler, so I can't harvest and let them stay. If you harvest tulips with the bulb on and keep them in a walk-in cooler at about 40 degrees, they will basically go into stasis, and so you can harvest for a week, 2 weeks, and store them for up to a month. And so that's the way we can get long harvest, long use out of a single planting. So the other way to do that is to plant tulips that have multiple or have different growing times. So you'll have early, middle, and late, and then early early middle, early late, that kind of thing. So if you do that, then you will have a flush of blooms throughout the entire spring because you have planted different varieties that come on at different times. So I also have a ton of more of narcissus to plant. A bunch of those are actually going to go into a client's garden, so I'm looking forward to that. I was able to get the varieties that they were excited about. So those are going to go in, and then at some point this week, maybe tomorrow afternoon when I'm done at the farm, I'll come back here. I have more bulbs to plant in the cottage garden, new things that I haven't tried before that I think will be interesting here, and they will naturalize. So that's actually the main reason that I got them. Okay, so lots coming up. I do apologize for not posting very much. So much has been going on, but now I think things are going to start to settle a little bit, which is good. Coming up this winter, we'll have lots of different content on here. We're going to be making a chickshaw for the styled after Justin Rhodes chickshaw that he uses on his channel. We're going to be making that for our front garden for the chickens. We'll be doing some more planting for spring out at the farm. Also doing, I think, some rain barrel work to start doing water collection. We've got some really big, like 250-gallon drums that we're going to be collecting water from out at the farm so that we can use gravity to help feed our crops so that we don't have to rely on the well so much since it goes dry. So keep your fingers crossed that we actually get a really nice wet winter. It's not looking good. Oh, speaking of weather, so our average first frost date here is December 25th, Christmas Day. We are scheduled, today is October 23rd. I've just been notified that we're gonna potentially get frost tonight. That is so crazy, so early. I mean, I know that number is an average number, December 25th, and last year we got our first frost in like early mid-November, but this is really early. I know that a bunch of friends in the Southeast have already had their first frost, and that's about 3 to 4 weeks early for them, so it'll be interesting to see how this winter is gonna go. Keep your fingers crossed that us in the West get lots and lots of rain. We need it desperately. All right, I'm gonna close this video out now. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful time in your garden, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.